Encounter is brought to you by the Broome County Council of Churches, where we connect compassion with needs as we inspire growth with dignity. You'll find us in special places throughout the community. For those who remain hungry, we provide meals. For those who are challenged, we build wheelchair ramps. We comfort those who are ill, minister to those who are confined, and we remain an advocate for change and understanding on behalf of every element of our community. Connect and inspire. Encounter the Broome County Council of Churches.
Good morning, I'm Jeff Kellam, and I'm not your host, I'm your anchor. I'm at the anchor desk. Do I get more for that? Apparently not. Kelly Devine is going to be hosting the program. She's on the road, and we'll tell you more about that in just a moment. We're going to be encountering some free bikes today on our program. Do you remember your first bicycle? Incredibly, I remember mine, and it has to be maybe 62 years ago. My gosh, I'm old. It was a used bike, and I remember my dad getting it out of the car on Vandervoort Avenue in Vestal and presenting it to me there on the street. And I'm so old that training wheels hadn't been invented yet, so it was either go or not, and I'm sure that I went and sometimes didn't. Some skinned knees and elbows and so on probably were the cost of learning to ride a bike, but that was the beginning of a lifelong love of bicycling for me. I remember my second bike too. It was $1 down and $1 a week at Sears, but I'd grown a little bit and needed a larger bike and had a paper route. And I loved that bike, and I peddled enough papers in order to buy a generator-powered headlight for it and a taillight. Sadly, that bike was stolen, but let's not digress. So my wife and I still ride. We go to the Erie Canal trails and rail trails and do 25 miles in a day and just thoroughly enjoy it during the summers. Well, I'm talking about bicycles because Bike Day is a big deal at the church that probably has the longest name of any church in the Triple Cities. That's the Sarah Jane Johnson Memorial United Methodist Church. And we're going to go there now and meet with Kelly Devine and with Kelly Crane. This is a Kelly and Kellam production to talk more about Bike Day and some of the other ministries at Sarah Jane Johnson Church.
Hello, welcome to Encounter on the Road. We are back here today at Sarah Jane Johnson Memorial United Methodist Church. Today we are going to be chatting a little bit about the man known as George F. Johnson, the George F. Johnson Dream Center here at Sarah Jane, and some upcoming events. I'm joined here with my friend Kelly Crane, who is the Interim Director of Outreach Ministries here at Sarah Jane. I'm really happy you could join me today.
Well, thank you for having me.
So first, I really want to thank you for joining us. I know May is a busy month here at Sarah Jane. You have a lot going on, so I'm really excited to be here with you. I was reading recently that Sarah Jane Johnson Memorial United Methodist Church was named in honor of the mother of one of the area's most prominent businessmen and benefactors. The gentleman's name is, of course, George F. Johnson. I know that many of our viewers are familiar with George F., but perhaps we could learn just a little bit more about him so we can appreciate what you guys do here at Sarah Jane. Let me ask you, what did George F. Johnson do for his employees and this area, and why is the Southern Tier known as the home of the square deal?
Well, George F. Johnson, as you know, was the founder of Endicott Johnson shoes. I actually grew up wearing Endicott Johnson shoes. He was very, very fond of making sure that his employees were taken care of. He wanted to make sure that all of his employees had a home to live in, so he provided homes for his employees, and then they could then pay him for those homes. They ended up being at a cost of $1,000 a home for George F., but he felt it was very important for his employees to have a happy home life, to be productive employees. He had one of the largest shoe manufacturers, and it was right here in this area. There were 8 different factories throughout Endicott and Johnson City in this area. He employed over 24,000 people in this area back in the heyday. He also supplied all of the shoes or all of the boots for our servicemen during World War II. So that's a I think that was another great accomplishment on his part as well. He had the first shoe industry that actually had the 8-hour workday, a 40-hour work week, and he provided comprehensive medical insurance for what we call insurance today, but comprehensive medical plans for his employees as well. So if they got sick or whatever, he would help take care of that. He had residential areas developed here in Johnson City, and then also I think most people are more familiar with the areas over in Endicott, as we call them, the EJ homes. And they're all, many still standing, and they're still being lived in. They were great quality homes, and they were in communities that were safe, and people could send their children out to play and have a good time, and they were well taken care of.
He's a man ahead of his time.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
So George F. Johnson, he left quite a legacy, some of what you're speaking about with the homes and such. What does that mean for Binghamton and the surrounding areas today, his legacy? What has he additionally left here?
Well, I think two things that are most important to this community, one being Recreation Park, which is over in Binghamton. He donated that area of Recreation Park to the city of Binghamton, and he had actually a stipulation in there that it should remain public forever. It shall be properly improved and maintained by the city, and if at any time it can't be used for any other purpose, that it would be reverted back to his givers or heirs. So that was a donated park. That's why there's no charge to get over and use the facilities or use any of the areas of Rec Park. And then I think the second biggest legacy he left, as everybody knows, are the carousels. There are 6 public carousels here in Binghamton, Johnson City, Endicott, and they are free. He did not grow up as a wealthy child. He was very poor, and he wasn't able to ride the carousels when he was little, and he knew how that felt, and so he didn't want any other child to feel that way, and so he donated 6 carousels to the city, again with the stipulation that he believed they should be free forever. So they contributed to a happy life and would help youngsters grow into strong and useful citizens. And he believed they should be enjoyed by everyone, and insisted that there never be a charge for a magic ride. So yeah.
So that brings us to the carousel capital.
That's right. That's right.
That brings us to the connection that George F. Johnson has to Sarah Jane Johnson Memorial Church that was named after his mother. And here at Sarah Jane, you have what's called the George F. Johnson Dream Center. How does the Dream Center, in all that it does, I'll ask you about that in a moment, how does that embody all that George F. Johnson stood for?
Well, I think living the legacy of George F. Johnson is what we're trying to instill in the youth in this area, and providing them with an opportunity to become productive citizens, to give them the tools, to give them all of the support, both emotional, the psychological support, financial support in some cases, to help them become members of a community and feel like they are part of a community, help them to continue to grow in what they're learning, what they're doing, and provide opportunities for them so that they can become better citizens.
What kind of activities, what kind of support does the Dream Center actually provide?
In the past, we've had after-school programming here at the Dream Center. We're kind of reorganizing some of the programming that we're doing because we realize that there are other community organizations here in Johnson City that are also providing wonderful youth programming. So we're really not focusing specifically on youth programming only. We want to cooperate with some of the other programs that are going on and complement them. We are beginning to branch out into more community programming. Most recently, we've have our community meal, which we serve here on Tuesday. We have a second hour on Tuesdays where we're providing programming for healthy eating. We have a computer programming computer class that we've done, and that was through Binghamton University. So we're really just working on trying to partner with other community organizations to provide opportunities for adults and for children here in the Johnson City area.
So basically, you're not trying to recreate things that other people are doing, or so there's a competition. You're trying to enhance so that we have a well-rounded group of programs in the area for all of our youth.
Exactly. And I think one of the benefits to Sarah Jane Johnson, and it's a mouthful, this church, is the Sarah Jane Johnson Memorial United Methodist Church. We call it Sarah Jane here locally, but Sarah Jane is really trying to cooperate, as you said, with more community partners, if you will, because I think with the location of Sarah Jane, we are in the heart of this community. Most of the folks that live around this area are able to walk here. I should say there's a large number of people in a close proximity to this church that are able to walk to this facility, and so we are able to provide a location for other community programs that maybe are a little bit difficult to get to if they're further out or people aren't able to get to those locations. I think that we're really working on being able to bring those programs here, and that's what we did with our computer program. That was through Binghamton University through the Bridging the Digital Divide program. We worked with the Office of the Aging. We also have through Cornell Cooperative Extension, we've been offering some healthy eating and food classes after our Tuesday night meal. People are here to eat anyway, so we're giving them some opportunities to learn some healthy eating styles, also learning how to cook healthier. So I think being able to partner more and bring those programs here to Sarah Jane where people can access them easier is kind of what we're looking to do.
You keep mentioning Tuesday night. What exactly happens here on Tuesday night at Sarah Jane?
I do talk about Tuesday a lot. That's actually a big night here for us at Sarah Jane, and we're really trying to expand even more into our second hour Tuesdays, is what we're calling it. Every Tuesday evening, rain, shine, sleet, snow, or hail, we have a free community meal that we serve here at 5:30. We have a wonderful cook who's here every week, and it is a home-cooked meal. It's very, very good. I am usually here. The pastor's always here. The folks that come, we have a few moments that we share some joys and concerns. We share a quick prayer together, and then we have a meal. After the meal at 6:30 is when we did our computer class. We also have once a month we've started our food program. We have a Bible study that the pastor is leading, if for anybody that's interested in learning a little bit more about the Bible. It's a very beginner, basic class that he's doing right now. So if you don't know anything about the Bible and you just want to get some information or you just want a little bit more, that's a great place to start. So he's down in our second hour on Tuesdays. So we figure since there's folks already here, instead of trying to get them out another night of the week, we're trying to make it convenient for them to have some more programming here on Tuesdays while they're here. So Tuesdays kind of become a big night for us.
So it's like open house.
That's
here on
right.
Tuesday
Open
night.
house. Everyone welcome. That's right.
That's pretty awesome. Well, so as we come along here, one of my main reasons for joining you here today is you have an annual event that happens the second Saturday of May every year.
Yes.
So this year it will be May 14th.
Yes.
So what exactly can you tell me about Bike Day?
Well, Bike Day is definitely one of the biggest events that we do here at Sarah Jane. This is the 9th year that we have been giving away free bicycles. The Southern Tier Bicycle Club helps to, we get donations throughout the year, and the Southern Tier Bicycle Club is very good about getting them refurbished and cleaned up. They'll be on hand the day of the event as well to help fit the kids that come in. We'll fit them to a bike that is appropriate for their size. So what we do is have kids sign up ahead of time. We've already put sign-up sheets out at the Johnson City School. They're available at the YMCA. They're also available here at the church or on our website. There is absolutely no cost to the bikes. They're all donated, and we turn around and give them out free to anybody that needs one. We've primarily focused on giving away youth bikes in the past, or bikes to youth, just so that they can get to some of the other youth programming throughout the school year, and especially in the summer. Provide them with an opportunity to be able to come here to Sarah Jane for some of the things that we do here, and then also some of the other youth programs that are around. It gives them a safe opportunity to get to where they're going. We do have plenty of bikes this year, and we are not turning adults away that may be in need of a bike. If there are adults that are maybe need a bike to get to a job, or to get to classes or whatever, we will consider adults as well. If they need a bike, they're welcome to sign up, and then if we have bikes after all the children have been given bikes, if we still have some available, then we will also provide them for adults as well.
That is a great mode of healthful transportation.
It is. Awesome. It's cheaper than a vehicle.
It seems like you're always trying to get